Hey everybody, this is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Diego, California, where it is once again not sunny San Diego. We are in our June gloom and it's not wanting to break. We get maybe a little bit of sun by the afternoon and then it hides all away again. So we are definitely ready for some summer here. So hopefully I will get a couple people on in the next few minutes. I don't think I have anything really new to be sharing right now. Just trying to make sure I'm on. There we go. The Stampin' Up! Year is on its way out. I mean, we've got till September, obviously. I'm really looking forward to keeping my title, so I gotta sell some more stuff. So if anybody is needing anything, please let me know because I need to get going here. So I had a wonderful class this weekend with using the Country in Suite, and we are going to do one of the class cards today. It's fun fold. Some people call it the Lattice card. I've seen a lot of people showcase it. I actually didn't really watch a whole lot of videos to see exactly how they did it, so I kind of decided this was the way I was going to do it in terms of actually putting it together there that made sense. And for my people who get scared off by fun folds like this, it's really not that hard, and it's quite an impactful looking card. So what are we going to talk about otherwise? Let's see. We've still got our annual catalog going on. If you're a demonstrator, you can order some sneak peeks of some online exclusives that come out to everybody in July. Got at least one Christmas set bundle as well as paper. I've got some on the way, but I don't have any of that yet to show you. The paper's very cool. That's what I ordered. And some other stuff that they haven't even shown us. So come April 1st, or July 1st, we'll all get surprised. We've got this wonderful joining bonus going on. So it is $155 worth of product for $99. Hey Roz, glad to see you. That is a fabulous bonus. I know we had one slightly better than that last year, but we never know what's coming. We don't know if they've got products. We don't know if there's something even better. I know a lot of people wait for the good joining special, but there's never a bad time. I love being a demonstrator. I love doing classes with my friends. I love getting 20 to 25% off, and I really love getting stuff early. So that's why I love being a demonstrator. So I am going to turn you down so you can see what we're going to make today. All right, so this is what we call a lattice card. Some people call it like a fence card. And you know, you can do this with anything and then just add some different types of things to the fence. You can add pretty much anything that grows, or you know, I've seen people just put something different in that corner there. So kind of, it's endless what you can do. I've also seen people sponge underneath here and make a scene under here. I did not do that, but you know, use your imagination. Like I said, the class that we did this past weekend used the countryside corners, and the only thing I used out of that was actually this this die cut, this smallest die cut. And actually, as you can tell, you could probably fit a ton of different sentiments in there. In case you don't have them, I love these magnets and these clear folders from Stamp and Storage. I don't have any affiliation with them. I just have a terrible time sometimes losing the little dies, and so this helps me keep them where they're supposed to be. All right, so you guys ready to make a card? I am going to put this off to the side, and we are going to get going. All right, first thing is you are going to need your cutter here, and I'm actually going to put open the edge. And you are going to need half a sheet of cardstock, but this time your cardstock's going to be 11 by 4 1/4, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2. So fold that over, and right now this looks like a normal card, but very shortly here it's not, because we are going to start cutting off 1/2 inch increments of this card. So we're going to do 6 1/2 inch cuts. So there's one. I guess I didn't really truly need to pull out the thing, because they're all 1/2 inch cuts. The hardest thing is going to be to have it not move when you do this. One, two. Got too much stuff on my desk, so it's making it hard for it to lie flat. I know some people have trouble with these numbers on here, but each one of these little boxes is 1/4 inch, if that's helpful. And sometimes it's just helpful, especially when you're starting out, to, what is that for? Just work with 1/4 inch increments. 5. Okay, so that's it for that. And so now we have this little kind of abbreviated card here, and this is 4 1/4 by, should be 2 1/2, 2 1/2, yes. And we are going to take a piece of our Countryside in DSP. Obviously, you can use whatever DSP you want. And this is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4, because I decided I wanted it to cover the entire thing. Okay. So intentionally not having a border on there. Now I'm going to put that to the side for a minute. We've got 6 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 inch pieces of cardstock here. And we are going to put them all in our little 3D embossing folder that is like the wood grain. And I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's something like wood grain, and they could touch if that's important to you. They don't obviously have to be even anywhere near each other. They're going to get some wood grain on them. Okay. Technically, you're supposed to put it face up. Now we're going to bring in our Stamp and Cut emboss machine. And because we know this is a 3D embossing folder, we're just going to get this bottom plate. And on the top, we are going to have just our gray plate. And that should slide through really easily. Sorry, I'm shaking my whole table here. Whoa, everything's falling. Okay. I'm going to get this. this out of the way for a minute, but it is coming back soon, so don't go too far, little machine. All right, so now we have them all embossed looking like wood, and try to keep them in the same order. I like the embossed look here, which means I like the one that's rough sticking up, but you could use the debossed side too. Just whatever you choose, try to get them the same. So now I'm going to take 2 of these and I'm going to cut a little point on the end together, because that's going to be my little top of my little picket fence there. Now you will notice that if I put this like here, it seems kind of high to me. I want them down a little bit more. I don't want them all up in here. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue on the tip. Now I am going to actually intentionally put them on a line here so that you can see that things are straight and even, okay? So, whoops, let's put them right on one of our lines using our grid paper, because guess what? I am not straight and even. So I would like my projects to be straight and even though I'm not very good at doing that. So I tend to use my grid paper a lot to help me with that. And it's really going to be crucial today to do that. Okay? And then you notice they stick off a little too much on the end, so I'm going to turn this over. Try not to move them because they're still a little wet. And I'm going to trim them off so they're even. So that we've got 2 out of our 6 on. Our next one, we're going to take, and again, just on the 2 edges. Okay, and we are going to put that straight across the bottom and even with the bottom. Why? Because now when we send this card, it should be totally even with the sides too. You know, it'll be able to stand up like that. But now we're going to open it up, and here's where I think it becomes really important to have some grid paper to work with. So what I'm doing is trying to line up everything on my grid paper so it's straight, and I'm on a line, most importantly, on the top, because then you will notice all of these will easily line up exactly 1 box, which is 1/4 of an inch, but we don't have to do math, apart from each other, and they will perfectly line up. Isn't that cool? That's what I love about this, and I love our grid paper, and we have definitely got to be using that. So since this one's already stuck down, I'm going to kind of work from there. Again, I'm going to make them even on the ends, and I'm going to line them up on that line right there. I think maybe at this time I'm just going to put them on here. Even on the ends, 1 box apart, so even up here, 1 box apart. Can you guys see that? And 1 more. Oops, I moved everything. But that's okay. Just get it back on the line. My fingers got a little sticky with the glue, and that's why I'm having a little trouble here with my fingers picking up everything. So isn't that cool, you guys? That is our lattice. And because we open it up like this, hopefully it'll dry nice and won't be sticky. So we're going to stick that off to the side. And we're going to bring in our little piercing mat, because now we got some stamping to do. So this is just a little bit of scratch paper, and we're going to make our flowers. Now our flowers came from the Darling Details photopolymer set. I want you to remember that because come next month, my upline, Peggy Noe, and I are going to have a stamp camp at home where you guys can order a set, and we're going to make a bunch of cards, I think 8 cards, and you're going to get everything you need to make them, but you are going to need this bundle for us to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go with this Lemon Lolly because I just love this color. This is one of our new colors for the core colors, not an in color, and it looks like somebody yesterday got some of the blue that we're using with it. Now, I like to stamp the outline of these 2-step stamps first. I know some people like to stamp the inside part first, but I don't. Off camera right now, I'm just using my Stampin' Scrub to clean it because we do have a blue flower. But I want you to notice what I did here is when you get these, whoops, let's just bring this in. When you get these on the little thing, they are lined up, okay? You can just take a little marker and mark the back of them, a little, you know, non-erasable type marker. But what I did is, my blocks have these little gold, really old washi tapes, or silver. This one has silver. And what I did is I took them right off and I stuck them on the blocks, keeping them so that if you have this washi tape pointed in the same direction, they are going to be able to fit into each other. And so that's how I keep that going the whole time that I'm using these. And then I'll try to put them back like that too. So this one I'm going to stamp off because I want it a little bit lighter on the inside. And this stamp set's pretty forgiving. Like, it doesn't really matter if you go over a little bit. Again, stamp it off. I can show you what I mean by you can do it the opposite way. Why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Stamp it off. So here's the way to do it with the centers first. And then we're going to take the navy blue. Excuse me, Night of Navy. Let's get that right. And you can do it this way also. Now it's a little harder to me to see, only because I use such a light yellow there to do that. And then we're also going to take, remember that small piece that that small die I showed you from the Countryside Corners. And then this just says, just a note, that's also from the Darling Details. It's so hard to do this, you guys, without sticking my head right in your way. That's not so good. Maybe I should have stuck my head in the way. But we do have an extra one. So let's try that again. To try to just get that a little more in the middle. That's a little better. Not much, but a little bit. All right, now we're going to bring back our cut and emboss machine because we get to cut out all 3 of these little guys. And these are the dies from the Darling Details, which is what actually made me love this set, but I do love these flowers because we didn't use them here today, but these dies are really, really cool. All right, what I didn't mark well was the die Once I get it, we'll be fine because we did stamp them all the same way. All right. So did anybody do anything fun this past weekend? Anybody do any fun stamping that they want to share about? So there's one. Let's do a couple more. And you know, if you don't have dies, there's always fussy cutting. Because honestly, this big flower here is not that hard to fussy cut. You could definitely do that on your own. One more. Oops. Again, sorry if I get my hands or anything in the way. And this is what I use old washi tape for. So don't ever throw away old washi tape, even if it's one that you go, I don't even really like that one. Like sometimes they'll come in a set and you'll get it just because there's one specific one that you liked. But you know, this I used over and over again, and I think I may just leave it on there. I'll do that a lot of times on ones that I know I'm going to use a lot. Otherwise, oops, I use that little, I just take that little piece off like that, and I stick it just right on the top of my machine, and then it's just waiting for me when I come back. All right. So I know you're kind of wondering, how'd she make this thing that goes behind that stamp sentiment? And what I did, and you can do this with any of your sentiment things, is I just die cut one the exact same size as that one that we just did. And you notice I cut it with my scissors because that's going to be totally hidden behind here, that you won't be able to see it at all. So it doesn't even really matter if it's totally even or not. What does matter is that the two sides are even. So, and you could have cut it this way and just have your little bit of blue showing on the top and the bottom. And like I said, you can do that with any of your things that you want to use it as a sentiment. And let's put some dimensionals on this one. And on this one, our little blue and yellow. To me, Night of Navy and any yellow are just kind of a classic color combination. All right, so hopefully this is dry. Yep, our little lattice is dry now. And we can, let's give it another little push with our bone folder. And now we can kind of just arrange these how we're going to want them on here. And what I did is I've die cut 3 of the little, looks like that die from the Darling Details. I didn't quite get all the little things out of there. There we go. So this is a little tricky to attach on because you've got to remember that you've got, you know, this lattice that's going to want, you know, that you're not going to be able to attach everything all the way across. So you see how I'm carefully positioning them so that they're going to be on a lattice when we're done. So let's remove all those and see how they're all sitting on something that they can stick on. And you don't need to stick the whole thing down, just enough that's going to be able to stay stuck, not fall off the page when you send it, and that it's going to be behind your little flowers there. Now you could also use the adhesive strips when you cut these out, but I like to just glue down a little bit. I like the movement it has when all of it's not glued down. So that would be the reason that I didn't glue it all down. Now again, on this one, I'm trying to just put a little bit of glue where it's going to stick to the little lattice, but not underneath. And in fact, I think I'm going to do it like this, just so in case I do get glue where I don't want it, I haven't stuck it to the whole thing. Again, I'm just putting, I think I'll just put the glue on the lattice and not on the flower. That's probably a better way to do it. And then this one, that's probably not a good place to put that dimensional, because it looks like it is going to not be sticking to the lattice. So we're going to move it right here so that it is. Sneaky, sneaky, huh? Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Oh, there's a lot of people saying hi to each other. There we go. All right. I'm glad you had fun yesterday, Linda. I really thought it was a fun class. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Sandy. All right. I love doing this to all my kind of sentiment pieces because I feel like it kind of extends their use. I'm going to just, you know, I could put this in the center, but I kind of don't want it that, well, I guess I could have that go through it a little bit. That doesn't look too bad, does it? All right, now somewhere, if you guys don't have this yet, these little dots are so, I don't know if you can see, they're pretty sparkly. These are called adhesive back solid gems, and they've got the copper clay, boho blue, and the lemon lolly. And I'm just gonna take a few of each. You know, our little famously, you're supposed to say, okay, well, let me do a bigger one first. You got 3 different sizes of these. So I'm kind of using, there's a small one, or a medium. I guess that was a medium one. I'm gonna put another medium one down here. And gonna get a small one, come on. It only wants to be on my finger. Just randomly putting them in a couple centers of my flowers. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Now, didn't you guys think this lattice card, we'll bring back in the other one, was easier than it looked the first time you saw a picture of somebody do it? Don't be afraid to try out different cards. It's just paper. Even if you think it's going to look hard, sometimes it's helpful to just do it on, you know, using copy paper from your computer. That makes it even easier. I think what I'm going to do is, I think it would be just really pretty if we had a matching envelope. So I am going to get out the extra part of that piece here. And what I like to do is just glue it down and cut off the excess. So let's just do that. Obviously, I did not cut a piece out ahead of time. You do need to make sure it's glued down pretty well because you don't want to come it off in the mail. Should we do the opposite side? What do you guys think? The back side or the side we used? I kind of like the idea of showing everybody, look, there's two sides to that paper that is so pretty. So I'm just lining it up with the edge, smoothing it down, and then turning it over and trim off the excess with my scissors. And if you cut a little of the envelope while you're doing this, no big deal. Nobody notices. I just think this paper is so pretty. There's so many different ones. I shared them last time, I think. I love that some of them are more kind of girly girl, although none of them are terribly girly. I think, you know, they can be, the backs of these can be used really easily for a little bit more masculine things. There we go. Tammy likes the dark side too. All right, I'm gonna put you back up if I can. Get my finger out of the way. All right, so good to see everybody, or you see me, I guess. And let me know if you need anything else. Coming up in a couple weeks, I'm going to have a class for a patriotic 12 by 12, and once I get it all together, I will let you get a little sneak peek of it to see if anybody wants to order it to do it at home. Don't know that you would be able to get it by 4th of July if you wait, but if you want to, oh shoot, no, it's a mess now. I was gonna say I don't have anything glued down and I don't even have it close to being finished, but just let me tell you, it's gonna be a 12 by 12 and have little squares in there, and it's gonna all be somehow patriotic. So if you're close to me and you want to do that, we're going to be doing it on July 2nd here at my house. And if you're not and you want to do it in your very own home, let me know. All right, see you next Monday at 1 o'clock. Thanks, everybody.